Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another 10-minute openings video. Today we're going to be taking a little bit of a different approach to these openings videos, and we're going to be talking about gambits specifically. And I'm going to be showing you 3 gambits in this video. We're going to try and keep it as, just keep this video as informative as possible, yet not taking up too much of your valuable time. So the first gambit we're going to be talking about is the Smith-Morra Gambit with e4, c5. So this is Sicilian defense. Okay, c5. Now, against c5, you can play the move d4, which is obviously not a gambit yet, but we're getting there. So c takes d4. You need them to take in order for this to work, and then you can play the move c3. Okay, so d takes c3, and then knight takes c3, and now you're down a pawn, but you have some good things going for you. Okay, so first of all, you have easy development. You have very nice development here, and then you can castle, right? So what does that look like? So knight to c6 is most likely one of the moves you're going to be that black is going to be playing the most against you, and against that I recommend the move knight to f3. And then you have a couple things. So first, if they go knight to f6, don't worry about it because you have the knight there, and you can just go to move bishop to c4. And then you can either castle, or you can continue developing with the move bishop to e3, bishop f4, etc. So if they play a move like e5, continue to just develop, you can go bishop to e3. And if they go bishop to b4, I know this can scare some people, or you might not know what to do. If that happens, I would recommend moving the queen. You do not want to take back with the pawn, otherwise you'll have 2 isolated pawns here and here, and that will not be good. So you can choose between moving the queen here or here, but the only thing is, just remember that this pawn might be falling as well. So you got to be careful about that. So here, if they play bishop b4 attacking your knight, and this pawn is attacked as well, you might just have to go bishop to d3 and then allow them to take. That might be the only option you have, because otherwise you're going to lose that pawn, and then you're going to be down 2 pawns, which might not be good. So here's another idea. Instead of going bishop to e3, maybe just go a3 right away, so that they can never go bishop to b4. That could be another idea. Or you can just castle. Okay, and then if they go bishop to b4 attacking you, you can I don't know, actually no, you play the move not bishop to e3, but here a3, which is what I would recommend right here. Yeah, and then they can never go there. They can never go bishop to b4, and then you can just move on with your life, castle and whatever. So I mean, they go here, queen castle. If they castle here, you could probably go bishop to e3 now, bring the rook, maybe bring the queen, put the rooks on the same rank, and you should be good to go. I mean, this is a pretty okay position. It's not the greatest, but that's the point of any gambit, right? It's not. You remember, you gambit the pawn, you give up the pawn in order to hopefully get a good position. Okay, so it's not a guarantee. It is a hope that you're gonna get it, right? So it's not a guarantee. Now let's move on to the second gambit, which is e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and you might recognize this gambit after this move bishop c4, bishop d5. And the move b4. If you can correctly guess this gambit, then good job. If not, it's called the Evans Gambit. It's been around for a minute. A minute being, I don't know, a couple hundred years or something, maybe more. But this gambit, really, it's made to take control of the center right away. So after bishop takes, which is what you're hoping your opponent is going to do, obviously. You're going to play the move c3, kicking the bishop out. The bishop goes to a5. The bishop can also go to c5, but it's not as good, because you will see. Hang on, we can just play that. So if bishop goes to c5, you're going to play the move d4. Okay? And after this, you have two defenders. You have the knight and the queen, and then you can bring the other knight, and you have a pretty nice position, albeit you have this here. You have these two things, these open squares, but honestly, you castle, and you will not notice this, okay? You can, if the bishop goes here, you bring the bishop to the, to the A file, bring the knight, castle. You're doing very well here, I would say. I mean, I would be fine playing this position. I mean, sure, you have the two open squares, but white has, or black has no pawns moved at all. Black has hardly any development. You have three pieces developed technically because the queen can see. The bishop is developed, the knight is developed. You can bring the other knight easily, and you are doing fairly well here. White is fairly well. I don't know what the evaluation would be, but I would say it's not too bad for white. Okay, so if it is, then it's too bad, but it's still, I think it's a pretty nice position for white, although they have these two open squares. Okay, let's talk about the third and final gambit, which is probably, besides the Queen's Gambit, which I'm not going to cover because I made a whole video on it. It's one of my most popular videos on the channel. You can go check it out right over here. I'm not going to talk about that one. I am, however, going to talk about my favorite gambit to play with the black pieces. I believe is my favorite gambit to play with black pieces. And I've only got to play it I've played it less than 10 times in my life, probably, against people. They've actually, less than 10 people have actually played into this gambit for me, but it is absolutely one of my favorite, and I don't know if I'm going to spend the rest of the time talking about it, but, oh, it's such a good one. Now, this, of course, is e4, e5, and this knight to c6, bishop c4, and you can play the move knight to d4. Now, if you know what this is, thank you for knowing what this is. If you do not know, you are in for a fun time, buddy. Whoever's watching this, I don't know who you are, but this, of course, is the Blackburne Shilling Gambit, one of the most, I would say, underrated. I don't know how many people actually play this opening, or this gambit, but golly, it's a fun gambit to play. Okay? Now let me show you. Now, the whole basis of the whole way this works for black, the only way this works for black is if white takes this pawn, which is what you're hoping, obviously. You're hoping white takes this pawn on e5. After that move, you see bishop and knight attack square. They attack queen. They will attack rook. You move queen. You cannot move rook. You have to move queen. You move queen to g5. Still, knight can attack queen and rook. So knight does. Knight attacks queen and rook. You play queen takes g2. Now, here's where the fun stuff begins, because white can take the rook, but then you will take their rook. Okay? And then you'll have a much better position. Here is where the fun begins. Let's say white plays uber defensive and goes rook to f1. You can no longer take the rook, obviously, because then your queen will be taken. So what do you play? You play queen takes e4 check. Okay? Now, the knight is still attacking your rook, but you absolutely ignore it altogether, and you take this pawn in the center. Now, the only move that is preferable for white is this move bishop to e2. All the other moves do not make sense. This move, you'll just lose a queen, and the king cannot go anywhere. The king is smothered, and the only good move is bishop to e2. And after bishop to e2, you checkmate white on the 7th move of this game. That is a powerful checkmate right there. That is a powerful checkmate. I mean, look at that. White is completely smothered by their own pieces. They moved like no pieces whatsoever in this opening, but oh, it's such a good gambit to play. I mean, if you ever play Blackburne Shilling and someone plays into it for you, oh boy, it's so fun. It's such a good gambit. And again, like I said, it's the only one I like. It's probably my second favorite besides the Queen's Gambit. Queen's Gambit is my favorite, obviously, because I play it. all the time, but Blackburne Shilling is probably my favorite gambit with the black pieces, and oh, it's just so good. So now I hope you enjoyed these just 3 gambits today. I didn't want to go super in depth, just I wanted to give you a beginner look. But if you want to see more, let me know if you want to see a more in-depth approach to all of these, or just a video on a single one of these gambits, and I'd be happy to do that. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to check out the other 10-minute videos on my channel, the big 10-minute beginner videos. You can subscribe right here. Check out the video over here, somewhere over there, and I'll see you all in the next 10-minute videos. Also, check out the website in the description down below and on the about page on my channel, pawnstorm.shop, and subscribe too if you enjoy the videos, enjoy the beginner friendly stuff. Please do consider subscribing, like the video, and I'll see you all for the next video.